Morning, and we are trying to get the results right about now as regards the gubernatorial election that is happening across the country, as well as the House of Assembly. Yes, that's what's ongoing right about now. Results are coming in, and we have been collating. We have been getting results per polling unit. My name is Tosin Akinfolami, and then Titilayo. Yeah, he's in the building. Yeah. We're with you, and results are coming in, like we said earlier, and also we want to consider results from key polling units, key polling units, units that struck out that would be of interest to you. Like we said earlier, Nasir El-Rufai lost his polling unit, as well as Ajimobi. Yes, actually, they did lose their polling units. And if there's anything interesting about this election, is that tides are changing.
Seriously changing.
A lot of things are changing, and that means that people that actually won in their polling units during the February 23rd election cannot say the same thing.
Exactly.
Cannot actually say the same thing when it comes to today's election. And that takes us to some of the key election results that we want to share with you, which is coming from Atiku polling unit, actually, for PDP, and we spoke to the reporter.
In Adamawa State.
Yeah, the reporter from there, and we were keeping our fingers crossed, but results have come out to say that Atiku reclaims polling units for PDP governorship election, and here's the results. PDP has 161 votes, APC 99, and ADC 51 votes. That is for the governorship election. But for the House of Assembly, PDP has 207, APC has 76, while ADC has 25. That is for Atiku polling unit. And guess what? Bukola Saraki also won his polling unit, and that questions the Otoge movements that we've all been clamoring for. Yeah, but I think if you people really want to do the Otoge thing, then let's just cut across once and for all. And at Bukola Saraki's polling unit, we have PDP having 253 votes, while APC has 125 votes, large.
Okay.
And then, but you want to, we get to that conversation. APC's Abubakar loses polling units to PDP, that as regards the governorship election. But then election results as regards PDP deputy governor candidate Busari, that is the deputy governor to the PDP candidate Busari. She actually lost her own polling unit to APC governorship candidate. She lost that polling unit, and that is Jimmy Agbaji's deputy. Right there. PDP has 23 votes, APC has 90 votes, and for House of Assembly, PDP has 21 votes, and APC has 88 votes. That means for governorship, PDP actually won. APC actually won. Both won the election. Results are still coming in. The governor of the governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Governor Atiku Bagudu, has so far won in polling centers announced by INEC returning officers. That is as regards Benin, Kebbi, and Kebbi Capital, right there. So Bagudu scored 572 votes against Senator Issa Galaudu of PDP, who got 7 votes at Marafa Ward, Unit 102, right there. And then in Nasarawa 2 polling units, that's 002, Governor Bagudu of APC got 526 votes, while Galaudi of PDP got 98 votes. And then in the State Assembly, APC got 402 votes, while PDP scored 203 votes. Coming back to Lagos, Fashola delivers his own polling unit for Sanwo-Olu. And that, the governorship election at Unit 002 Ward G3 in Surulere, APC has 235, while PDP has 50 votes.
Okay, that's Lagos, right?
That is,
okay. Fashola's polling unit.
Yes, in Lagos.
Okay.
We still have more results coming in, so just stick with us. But so far, if there is anything noticeable in this result coming in, is that I think a lot of people are voting not per party, because for some units you see that. Okay, I think that is for the House of Assembly mostly. Okay. People are voting per person, not the party. Okay. And I think it's also working for
the gubernatorial too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, looking at what happened in with the case of Saraki, I mean, that's really caught my attention. Okay, and then you said, what's up with the auto get thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's I mean, the difference between what PDP has at this polling unit, I mean, 253 as against APC's 125. The margin is so much.
Yeah.
We don't have an idea of what figure it was 2 weeks ago, right? But we know, I mean, the bottom line is APC won at the polling units and PDP lost. Okay, but with what we have here, is the autogare movement still moving? No.
I think probably now people are considering the person involved as against the party itself. And I think that was what they did earlier. Okay. You know, or is it safe to say that the autogare movement is actually directed at certain persons?
I think that is it. It's directed at the Saraki dynasty. Okay.
Right. That is for the Kwara State.
Yeah, for both the senatorial and basically the senatorial, because he was contesting for the senatorial seats for his constituency in Kwara State. So it was more of autogare to the Saraki dynasty, which played out in the presidential decision for the presidential candidates and the House of Reps also. Yeah, it's good the way things are turning out, and then Atiku winning his polling unit also. Oh, well, that's to tell that people voted the person
this time around, not the party.
Yes.
Okay, not the party. And so for the presidential election, does that mean that people voted the party, not the person? Because I keep wondering.
It's relative. It depends on how you want to look at it. Because if we're to say people voted the party and not the person during the presidential election, then we're supposed to have a very similar result. I mean, in this gubernatorial and House of House of Assembly elections. But with the look of things, I mean, things are changing and it's going the other way around. So we cannot categorically say people voted the party. I think it's more people voting the person and less of the party.
All right, more results are still coming in, and remember, these are numbers from polling units, not the collation itself. So very soon we'll be having results per state, and then we can outrightly say this person has actually won this election as against this person. I know a lot of fingers are crossed, and one other question I want to ask is, each time most of our correspondents keep saying that voters are party, but then where we are having places where we have 253 and 125, that's still quite a large number.
Yeah, it is. Maybe, the fact that it is Saraki's polling unit.
A key polling unit.
Make a point. Okay, people want to make a point and all of that. I'm sure this turnout will still be low compared with what it was during the
Okay.
presidential election. I'm not too sure, but I think compared
It
with
should.
it should be lower.
It should be lower. All right, we are still talking about Nigeria. Decide if you want to join the conversation at any point in time, or you want to drop us a WhatsApp message. Like we said earlier, you can actually drop a WhatsApp message as regards what you think, who you think is going to win, what are the trends that are peculiar within your area. Do call 3281 6217 08032816217. That's the number to call. Very soon we would have political analysts in the studio that will be carrying on some other interesting conversation. Do you know, we've not actually considered the fact that the percentage of women that are actually involved in this election are quite low. In short, the percentage of women that are involved in election in Nigeria are usually very, very low. But then when it comes to this gubernatorial election, we have the record saying that we only have 7.5% of women being involved.
Running for office?
Yes.
Okay. Would you say it's lower compared with what it used to be?
I really do not know, but then when we say on a percentage, 7 point, it's not even up to...
I think it's higher than what it used to be.
Yeah, it's higher. But then what do we do? And even when we say it's higher, it doesn't mean that these women are, I don't know, it's like they are out there.
Saying...
no, I'm trying to say that they are not... You know, when you mention certain names, they are peculiar to certain states. You mention... Dakwa Abiodun, you know that, oh, this is like a key runner somewhere, you know. But then when you mention, I do not know of any woman who is like a key runner in, like, prominent runner, in any of the states out there. It's just, you know, we just know that,
New parties.
Yes.
You're saying we don't have...
So at what point do we get to the point where we have women?
Okay, I'm not too sure now, but I think during the 2015 election, there was a female gubernatorial candidate in Taraba, am I correct? In one of the northern states, and she, I think she emerged, according to INEC, she had a very, huge number of voters, and along the line, I don't know, you know, northerners and their place, the place of women in the north and all that. Okay, but my point is this. 2015, we had a female gubernatorial candidate for a key party. I think it was APC. Okay, but we don't have that now. But then we have more women running for the office of the governor in this year's election than we had
against
in the past.
Others.
Okay, although not in prominent parties, but then we have more of women. So I think we're getting there.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry. In 2015, we also had a female presidential candidate.
Yeah.
I think for Kowa Party.
Okay, and this year we have... Okay, I do not really want to go that route because at a point it was like hope for the women having you know, but then something happened along the line which is not such a good news. We have some results coming in as well. We have this one, breaking news: El Rufai loses government house polling unit.
Okay.
Government house polling unit. And then Kaduna State's government house result states that... All right, okay, before we go on, let's take this call.
Okay. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Okay, sorry, we lost that. We're hoping you call back. Okay.
08032816217 is the number to call. 08032816217. That's the number to call. We have a call.
He's calling back.
Hello?
Good evening. Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. I believe Sahara said this also is on live now.
Yes. Your name and where you're calling from, please?
This is Kayode calling from Abeokuta.
Okay, that's Ogun State.
Yeah, Ogun State.
Okay.
Okay, we are live. Can you tell us something about Ogun State this moment?
Ogun State, the election was peaceful, conducted peacefully,
okay.
And everybody went out without any harassment or intimidation from any quarter, and we were able to exercise our franchise.
Okay.
But the most unfortunate thing I want to tell us is that some people were bent in doing vote buying that they normally used to do. And it's very bad. A honorable member, for that matter, if you want me to mention the particular party I will mention now, came up, but EFCC grabbed the person, arrested him, and then we don't know exactly where he might have been taken to now. But it happened. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yeah,
it happened, and then I want to give it to the security agencies, all security agents that have been able to help us to be able to allow for this peaceful election in Ogun State.
Okay.
Today, we never knew that things will work fine for this election, because some people were bringing hot and cold. I mean, something like that, and then some people were scared that probably today will not go on fine.
Okay.
So at some point in time, some people were refusing to come out.
Okay.
But when some people went back home, they were able to tell others that you should go out. There's going to be a kind of protection for you, because everywhere that we land the exercise was conducted went on peacefully well.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
What
you.
would you
So-
say? Okay. What would you say about the turnout? Okay, what would you say about the people's
You said what?
I said, how would you rate the turnout for today's election compared with what we had during the presidential election?
This one, during the presidential election, it was also peaceful, and people came out in their large number.
Okay.
But probably due to issues of threats, intimidation, harassment coming from some quarters, even from those that we thought our leaders will conduct themselves as leaders in terms of governors, as well as so forth, they were scared.
Okay.
But like I told you earlier, when it occurred to them that things was going on fine, people later came out around between 12:31 or so, and they did their own franchise. Yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
so is
So
what we
hello?
do is, yeah. So how far? The voting exercise has rounded up, and then the collation of results. How far with the collation of results?
Actually, collation of results had started. Took place immediately, some few hours. Minutes after 2:00.
Okay.
You know, it's supposed to. The time frame of the election was between 8 and 12 or thereabout.
Okay.
2 rather.
Okay.
So the counting started after 2, and it ended around 4.
Okay.
They were collecting from, what do you call it? Trying to make sure that they pick all the political parties that people have printed for.
Okay.
Collation started, and then counting also followed.
Okay.
So we have been, we cannot begin to broadcast any unofficial figure now.
Okay.
But I believe that we still send figures on our whatever, what do you call it, social media.
Okay.
We can imagine that a particular candidate is still leading now.
Okay.
So, but if you permit me to mention, I will do. But
It's fine.
we know
So
that things is going to go on fine with Ogun State, because we don't want any more any other people that will turn us to become an oligarchic governor.
Okay. All right, Kayode, thank you very much for calling in.
But
You're
if
welcome.
I may ask
Thank you
you,
very much.
Kayode.
Hello.
Kayode, if I may ask you, you voted, right?
I voted, yes,
So
of
if
course.
I may ask, who would you want to win the election in Ogun State?
Who will I do what?
Who would you want to win the election? Who is your candidate for
To win the election and be
Yes.
my candidate?
Yes.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. No, not mentioning what. My candidate is Dapo Abiodun,
Okay.
and is leading.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Thank you,
I think
Ben.
you just said what you didn't want to say earlier.
Hello?
Thank you, Kayode.
Thank you so much.
Okay, God bless
All
you.
right. Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have another call coming in.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening. Your name and
I,
where you're calling from, please.
I'm from Sheung. I'm calling from Ikoton.
Okay. That's
All right. How is
Lagos.
it cartoon this evening for me?
Come again.
How is it cartoon this evening?
Ikoton is cool right now. Very peaceful and calm.
Okay.
Okay. So how did the process go?
Very peaceful and very lovely.
Okay. What's the turnout? What's the turnout
Uh,
compared with the presidential
okay.
election?
I voted at the Alaja bus stop before council bus stop,
Okay.
and I went there to cast my vote. But what I feel that the turnout to that the turnout is very low and very poor.
Okay. So you think
But
people
I
didn't
think
turn out like they did during the presidential election?
yes.
Okay. What do you think is the reason for this?
Actually, what really happened was being a media man. Are you there?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can
What
hear.
with you? We can hear you.
Being a media man, I think what really happened last time make the people lose courage in coming out,
Okay.
and I believe. Come again.
Yeah,
No,
but with
go ahead.
you. Okay. Are you saying security-wise is what
Yeah,
discouraged people from coming out? Or
yeah,
what exactly?
yeah. But from my own observation,
Okay.
people were being asked. People were going house to house to come out to vote, persuading them to come out.
Okay.
And
All right.
so far, so good now. Everywhere is lovely and calm.
All right.
Okay.
Who, if I may ask, who is your candidate in Lagos?
Sanwo-Olu is my candidate.
Oh,
Were
okay.
you able to cast your vote?
Yes.
Okay, you did. Yeah, you did eventually. Yeah, you said
Yep.
you did.
Okay.
All right, then. Thank
Yep.
you very much for your time for me.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the rest of the evening.
You're welcome.
Yes.
That's
There's
interesting.
something- Yeah, very interesting. There's something I mean, I noted here when Kayode called from Ogun State. He mentioned the presence of
EFCC.
EFCC. Okay, we need to pick this call now. We have another caller on the line. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good
Yeah.
evening. I want to
name?
Sarah TV.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello.
Okay, we lost him. We hope you call back. Okay, yeah, so the presence of, I think we mentioned it earlier. Somebody said there were EFCC officials at the police
Yeah.
union, and we're wondering what.
Yeah, the person, it was actually from the social media report
Okay.
saying that EFCC were present, and why were they present? And we
we
were
were
actually
wondering,
wondering why.
yeah.
I think this is why.
This is
Now we
know
do
why.
understand. It actually got the report saying that APC governorship candidate in Benue State,
Okay.
Emmanuel Jume, has been caught with a bag full of cash on
Okay.
election day. And the report actually says that EFCC intercepted the van. The van taking the man and all of those
Okay.
things, and it was also on their page. But then the name of the candidate was not mentioned. That they were able to intercept a candidate with a bag full of cash, and on the election day,
Okay.
And at
so
that
you
point,
actually brought the cash to the polling unit.
apparently,
Yeah,
and
where
it's
did they
supposed to
arrest
be
him?
for vote buying.
Where did they arrest him? At the polling unit.
It wasn't stated per se.
Okay, but
but
they wouldn't have arrested him in his house.
no, definitely not.
Okay,
Definitely
Okay,
not.
we have another caller on the line. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Can you hear us now?
Yes, I'm calling.
Okay, your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, my name is Mohammed Adam Kadir.
Please, we need you to talk loud. We can hardly hear you.
Yeah, my name is Mohammed Adam.
Okay.
Why are you calling us from, Mohammed?
I'm calling out from Namu Plateau.
Hello.
Where?
Namu Plateau.
Plateau State.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the situation like in Plateau State?
Yeah, the situation in our area, the turnout is very poor, sir.
Okay, the turnout is low.
Yes, I'm coming out from Plateau.
Hello. Are you saying the turnout is low?
Yes, the turnout is very low.
Okay. Yeah. So, what do you think is the reason for this?
You came in my area.
I didn't get that. We can hardly hear you. What do you think is the reason for the low turnout? Okay, well, I think we lost them.
All right, keep your calls coming in 080-3281-6217, 080-3281-6217. That's the number to call and let us know what the atmosphere is like in your area. Who did you vote for? Do you think your candidate is going to match the winner? And if possible, tell us how you'll be celebrating if your candidate win, you know. All right, we are still talking election matters and
So back to the EFCC issue.
The EFCC issue. So really, they needed to be. I think they are doing a good job, and now I think the EFCC
in the polling unit
are doing the job of security men.
There's a caller. We need to pick this call. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
I'm Moses calling from Akuba Junior.
You're calling from where, please?
Akuba Junior, your state, Nigeria.
Your state, Nigeria. All right.
I don't want to pass the information. There is commotion. I said Moses calling from your state, Nigeria.
Moses, all right. Okay, go ahead.
There is commotion around the road and Akuba as one of the lawmakers in your state was shot. Okay. And there is a retaliation from the oppositions, a lot of commotions and tensions in that area.
Wow.
So we just have to report ourselves, calling the security agency to come and calm the situation around Iwo Road and Akubo.
Okay.
Olatoye Temitope Sugar was the person I'm talking about. He was shot.
Sugar, okay. Okay, wow. Is he one of the aspirants?
Hello?
Is he one of the aspirants?
Come again.
Is he one of the aspirants? This person that was shot, this Temitope that was shot, is he one of the aspirants?
No, he contested for the federal, for the senatorial.
Okay, that's the national.
Last election. But precisely, we don't even know the cause of this. We don't even know. We don't have any updates. But there is tension, there is commotion, and a lot of people are panicking to pass through the areas. So that's why I said to make a report for the security agency to come and calm the situation. So I don't know.
Okay, so right now there are no security agents to calm the situation. Oh, okay, we lost him. I think he just wanted to pass his information. Right there in Oyo State, commotion and someone has been shot dead. And for one, I was going to say that if there is anything worthy of note in this election is that a lot of people have been calling to say that it's been free and fair. And towards the tail end, we are having reports of violence and killings, which is not too good. All right, appropriate authorities should please add on that just to calm the situations, because the presence of security agents can actually make people calm and know that you know. All right, we are still talking about back to the EFCC issue. I think it's really something to worthy of note.
It really is, okay. And I think this is the first time we're introducing EFCC officials, EFCC into the polling, electoral and all of that. Yeah, and it's really interesting that, initially we were wondering what has EFCC got to do with elections and all that. But now we understand that they were there.
To curb vote buying.
Yeah, to curb vote. It makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Because ideally you have to get to the polling booth, cast your vote, have whoever see, cast your vote and then you get paid afterwards. Is that
how it works?
I don't know. I don't have.
I actually think you should have an idea, a better idea. But if you do have an idea, please share with us. But I actually think you will collect the money first.
Okay. What if you don't? You collect the money and then you cast your vote for somebody else.
But you have to have evidence and proof. What if you cast the vote and they do not pay you afterwards?
No. Once you're guaranteed they will pay you, most definitely they will pay you. So what people do is, what I think people do is, they go to the polling unit, do the thumb printing, and then you probably tilt your ballot paper.
So somebody somewhere. Since you
upload.
cannot take your phone there to take a picture, which is
yeah.
one of the reasons why you cannot take your phone to the polling
booth.
booth.
We need people to call in, and then
tell us how this is actually,
how it works.
because we actually saw on Twitter a guy saying that he was going to vote for APC, right? And then left his house thinking that, okay, I'm going to vote for APC, and then he got to the polling and somebody offered him 5K, and then
PDP offered him 5K,
and then it changed, changed
for PDP. And then
so, but the question that we don't know at what point he actually accepted the 5K, before,
whether before
or after.
Yeah, that's true. We need people to call in and tell us how it works.
All right, guys.
Probably share an experience or something. And the number to call is 080-3281-6217. And if you're calling us from outside the country, don't forget to add +234 80-3281-6217.
All right, more results coming in. We said earlier that El Rufai lost government house polling unit, and Kaduna State government house result. He actually lost that, and at Jide Sanwo-Olu, pardon me, is having an early lead in Lagos State. Results so far is showing that he has won at least 70% of the vote in a landslide victory. So that's results as results coming. Oh, you did?
No, I don't understand the you did part. We saw it coming. I mean,
no, you saw it. I probably didn't see it coming.
What I'm saying
because a lot of people have been talking about the third man. We have Majorly, we have Sanwo-Olu, we have Agbaje. There is a third man somewhere. People were thinking there might just be,
Which
but then going back to the governorship election result coming in, governorship candidate of the Allied People movement in Ogun State, Mr. Abdul Kabir Akinlade, won in the polling unit 22, Ward 11, where ex-president Olusegun Obasanjo cast his vote, and the result as follows: APM 72, APC 54, and ADC 36.
You didn't beat PDP. We don't have it.
We don't have PDP. We don't have PDP, but then APC 54.
Okay.
While APM has 72.
Okay.
And then ADC has 36.
Oh, okay. So we don't have an idea of who won at the unit. And
Yeah,
we don't have PDP, so
we do have an idea, but from the three parties, we can actually see APC did not make it. APC did not make it. All right, factional.
That's Ogun State. So
yes.
The three major parties are APC, PDP, and
APM.
APM. Yes.
APM.
We can't really tell that.
Yeah. So, factional governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Ogun State, Ladi Adebutu, has lost his polling unit to the All Progressive Congress. Adebutu, who adopted the Allied People Movement governorship candidate, Adekunle Akinlade, voted at Ward 5, Unit 4, Wensley Nursery and Primary School, Ikperu, Ikene, Ogun State. And at the end of the voting in governorship election, the APC scored a total of 197 votes, while the APM pooled 75 votes. The PDP and ADC pooled 6 and 2 votes, respectively.
Oh, 6 for PDP.
And then ADC has 2. However, in the House of Assembly election, the APC pooled 190 votes, while the APM pooled 95 votes. So the PDP and ADC pooled 8 and 3 votes, respectively. That is still in Ogun State. I think Ogun State is somewhere to look out for, because this results are just high and low, high and low. You're high somewhere and then you're low somewhere, and that's what we call unit. What's it called? The happiness. It's usually probably per unit.
Exactly.
Yes, because at my polling unit, you're probably happy, and somewhere you're sad, and you're probably not sure. Except for the fact that our caller, I think 3 callers away, was saying that his candidate is Dapo Abiodun, and he's certain that he is leading. But let's keep our fingers Fingers crossed. Still on from Ogun State, unofficial results again. Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs fails to deliver polling units for APM, and here are the results. For House of Assembly, APC has 187, APM has 116, ADC has 51. For governorship, APC has 180 votes, APM has 136 votes, while ADC has 57 votes.
Why are we not getting
PDP? I'm sure for some it's because it's probably quite low.
Yeah,
That's why we are not getting that result.
It doesn't really add up anyway.
So for Benue State governor and candidate of the PDP, it said that he won flawlessly at his polling unit.
Okay.
And the result is PDP 732, while APC has 0.
Okay, that's Benue State.
Yes.
Okay, one of the battlegrounds. Okay.
Benue's election results still. Jime is shocked autumn in Atakwa. Okonkwa Omenka polling unit in Otukpo. Yes, and then still from Benue, Reverend Frederick Inyan of PRP floors Jime and autumn in Adev, Vandekia. The result states that APC has 37, PRP has 111, PDP has 69 as well, while SDP has 3. And that means the candidate for PRP won that polling booth by having 111. And that's why we say that I think people are voting per person come the polling unit. And also still in Benue, Autumn leads Jime in Agatsu, which is a Egba playground. APC has 61 votes, while PDP has 146 votes. Unofficial results stating that PDP in early lead in Oyo State. PDP in early lead in Oyo State.
Okay. PDP in early lead in Oyo State.
Yes. So they are leading. The results is showing that for PDP in Oyo State so far they have 58,000 votes, while APC has 36,000 votes. That's quite a wide range. Yeah, right there. Please do keep your calls coming in 08032816217. Let's know what is happening in your locality, wherever you are. Let's know what the trend is, what is happening, what the results are, who your candidate is, and so far so good. Do you think your candidate is going to come out strong and firm and come out as a winner? And let's know what your take is as regards that.
Yeah, the issue of Oyo State, okay, and then the PDP, having it's looking like the PDP is going to win Oyo State. What was it like during the presidential election? I think PDP won Oyo State. I'm
not so sure about that, but then for Oyo State, like the reporter we spoke with, saying that the big guys are at play. A lot of big people are, I don't know, contending for. It's like the fight for power amongst the big people. So it's something to watch out for. Basically,
yeah, it's something to watch out for. States. Okay.
All right, 08032816217. Like I said earlier, we would be having some political analysts that will be joining us just to analyze some of this result before we get the final result from the INEC, headquarters themselves, yes, and letting us know that this so are the winners of today's election. But then Nigerians are still keeping their fingers crossed as regards today's gubernatorial and state house of assembly elections. But we'll be going for a quick break very, very soon. So if you do have something to share with us, I think now is the time. A lot of people have been talking about voters apathy, violence, different things. Is there something different about this election? This apart from something striking out from what happened in February. But before we get into that, there is a breaking report coming in. Rochas Uche Nwosu lose at Government House to polling unit. Imo Government House booth 001 Guba result states that PDP has 62 votes, AA has 21 votes, APC has 7 votes, APGA has 5 votes, Accord has 1 vote, while we have 4 void votes. That is from the Government House to polling units right there in Imo State. A lot of things have been trending on social media, and that's part of the fact that I said at first we actually thought there was no violence per se, but on social media we are seeing a lot, and this takes me to the report as the beating of one of the core members.
Yeah, I think what happened was that particular guy was asking that they should be paid. And then in the process, some talks beat him up. Maybe he went about it wrongly.
Paid by...
Exactly my point. Paid by who? And there's a possibility that they've not been paid. But our correspondent we spoke with earlier said the INEC official, the INEC chairman for Lagos State, said he has paid
all the ad hoc staffs.
Paid directly into their account and all that. But these days, somebody pays you get the alert almost immediately. So we don't know which is true.
But then it's quite funny because at some point you feel that it's actually ridiculous, because I think somewhere in Bariga local government, the core members actually said they were not going to go and do this electioneering duties and until they are paid.
And what happened eventually?
I think eventually they were promised to be paid, and that was when they... But why do you think it has to get to this point? Why wouldn't... I'm sure this core members were probably not paid for February 23rd, and that's why they are saying that this time, this is the best thing to do, or else we would not get paid again.
Eventually, and then maybe INEC is saying, you know what, we don't want to pay you per election, we want to pay you at the end of the day. What's that? That's a cost. We don't want to pay you after each election, we want to pay you at the end of the day and all that. But I mean, I don't like, I'm not a party to the way the particular core member went about it. Probably went about it wrongly, but I know for certain that it happens that at the end of the day, after the election, some of the core members will not get paid. It happened to my sister. I mean, 2015 election, she was serving then, and then she was a part of the ad hoc staffs. And after the election, they did not pay them. I'm
sure that's one of the reasons why these core members...
Exactly. They protested, went to INEC office in Ogun State, blah, 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 and all that. They went like twice, and nothing came out of it. So, I mean, I won't be surprised if at the end of the day, they still don't pay them.
But this is something this is not a very nice report as regards our dear country, Nigeria. No, it's something that should have been taken care of before now. Heading to social media platform, we've got some trendings, some updates per se, and then this person is speaking, saying, "God, Wike unshakable."
That's Imo State.
No.
Is that Imo or Rivers?
That's Rivers. Wike unshakable.
Do we have results of the polling units, of his polling unit?
No, we do not have his results yet. But then, do you think Wike? A lot of people actually feel he doesn't have a problem as the major opposition party do not have a candidate.
But then they are in support. I mean, Amici said
he is in support of the AAC candidate. But then, so I think that's why they're a little bit shaken up. But then, Wike unshakable, that is from Reginald.
The results are coming in already. We don't know how true that is. But then, I know it's majorly between PDP and AAC. Since APC doesn't have a candidate and all of that.
All right, this one is coming from Daibu Abubakar on social media. Election in Rivers is always daylight robbery. It is the thief that is most armed that will take the seat. and election war. Election in Rivers is always daylight robbery. It is the thief that is most armed that will take the seat. And if it's anything to go by, the Rotimi Amechi actually did say that the presence of military is actually curbing things like this. So if military are still present on ground and we can still report daylight robbery, so I wonder.
No, but I don't think any daylight robbery will happen where we have the presence of the real military. I'm not saying, I mean, where we have the presence of military guys, not in quotes now. I don't think any of such will happen. I mean, the site of...
But I actually think that there is a strong presence of military, because the reporter we called in Rivers mentioned the fact that military, there was a strong presence of military.
Okay, that's why I said military, the real military, not the other military, because yes, you're surprised. I mean, I read somewhere that during the presidential election in Rivers State, some guys were wearing the uniform of the military, the soldiers, and they were not soldiers. Okay, I mean, they were shooting in the air on the streets, scaring people off and all of that. Okay, that's why I said, if we have the presence of the real military guys, ballot box snatching and all of that will not come to. I mean, at the sight of a soldier guy with a gun, you will monitor. Exactly.
All right, this one, Ayem Mujuba says that if Ganduje loses Kano to PDP, INEC and this administration need to prove to the Nigerians how APC won in that same state 2 weeks ago. I am loving this. I think Ayem Mujuba needs to wake up, because that is exactly what is happening across the state. The fact that you won last 2 weeks, a lot of them
guarantee that you're winning this
time around. Yes, still on our social media platform, we are having this one saying that okay, I think people are just really being excited about their polling units right there. Okay, from the results coming in from Kano, it means that Nwankwaso didn't really support Atiku, or the federal powers really rigged the presidential election from the state. That is from Idoma Boy, right? Idoma Boy. Yeah. Okay. And there is a sad picture here, but then moving away from that, this is still supporting the motion that says that there is a low turnout of voters today because presidential election was rigged, says Atiku, right there.
Oh,
and
okay, that came from Atiku. Okay.
The night comment when APC will start working Nicodemously, Holy Ghost fire, please be at alert.
Come again.
The night comment when APC will start working Nicodemously, Holy Ghost fire, please be alert. What does that mean? And that's from Benue Boy Akor, right there. Working Nicodemously.
I don't have an idea.
Okay, AJ Alex says, will there ever be a day when there will be no more killings, destruction of properties, and vote rigging in a country called Nigeria during election? It's getting too much.
I look forward to it.
We all are looking forward to it. And it questions the fact that who are those that are actually embarking on this same destruction of properties and all, because we've actually, people have been talking, people have been saying no election violence, votes not fight, all of those things, and we still find out that people are doing the exact same thing. That, you know, for one, you think that it probably will reduce and you know it will just fade out eventually, but then I do not see a reduction.
Initially, I was thinking for this gubernatorial and state house of assembly elections, the violence won't be. I mean, initially in the morning and then the later parts of the morning, we were thinking, okay, it's looking like it's violence free and all that, and then now we're having all of those reports.
Okay, and finally, Victor Etim says that the outcome of February 23rd presidential election is the major cause of ease, annoyance, and the voters' apathy reported almost in all the polling units in the country. Do you think
all
that
the polling units in the country?
yes, I think voters apathy did happen,
the low turnout,
but then the fact that February 23rd presidential election is the reason for this.
I don't think that's the only reason. That might be one of the reasons. But
Okay, that might just be the major reason.
No, we should consider the security issue too.
Okay.
That might also come to play.
Okay, I think I would go with February 23rd election.
I will stick to security issues.
Could you just support me for once?
Right.
All right, guys. We will be rounding off this segment, and then it is still Sahara TV. Remember, it's Nigeria Decide. Nigeria decides the governorship election as well as House of Assembly election. But we aren't leaving you yet. We're having a major interview with a very special guest, and it will interest you to know who this person is. But we won't be letting the cat out of the bag just yet, and we'll leave you to determine who that person is. Can you guess?
Yeah, of course, I know already.
Okay, she knows.
Okay, I mean, so you guys, stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Thank you.
The battle for the souls of the Nigerian electorate is on, with vibrant youth running for presidency and breaking barriers. Will the new breed prevail, or will the old guards maintain their dominance as Nigerians head to the polls? And as the world watches, the stage is set, but who will succeed in the fight for the House of Rep seat, in the struggle for the Senate, in the battle?
The major problem of Nigeria is that Nigerians have not woken up to the fact that they need to elect people who they know and have pedigree that they can really perform and improve their situation. People are being imposed on Nigerians every time they call for election. Most voters don't know even the candidate they are voting for. The process is being manipulated by politicians. So it's high time Nigerians wake up to the reality that they need to get themselves familiarized with the person they want in power. Until Nigerians know who they are getting into office, from the local council to the representative to the national level, things cannot change. In the last administration, we know that the Nigerian economy was better. In the last administration, they were shouting corruption, that Chibok girls and all those propagandas to push it was better because then they were technocrats in certain positions. There were technocrats in certain positions that were able to handle things well. We know people, seasoned people like Okonjo Wala, and we have additional with the agriculture ministry, and we saw the good job he was doing then. They were giving grants to young people that want to invest in the agricultural business. They are doing many things that are, got the youths engaged at that time, and things were getting better because of the propaganda of those people who were trying to come in. Nigerians who did not know what was happening, because most of the media houses were being controlled by the politicians, so people did not get the facts. So they pushed the administration out of power, and the incoming government were not ready to name ministers for about 6 months.
In every part of the nation currently, you find out that things are almost like retrogressing. Initially, you talk about the dollar during Jonathan's administration. You find out the dollar was at a certain level, rate. Currently, the dollar is like 2 or 3 times above that rate. That's to tell you that the economy is going back, as to where we are supposed to, during this Buhari's administration, we are supposed to start going forward towards either trying to reduce the dollar or stable the dollar, because the dollar is the strongest currency in the world. and if your economy is not measuring up, during Buhari's administration, during Jonathan's, there was a time they told us that Nigeria's economy in Africa was #1. Even if it was a window dressing or whatever, whatsoever, currently things are not. It's even worse than what it was then. So you see that the number of men riding Okada on the streets is more. You understand? The number of graduates not getting job is increasing by the number. There are so many indicators to tell you that the economy is not really doing well. The jobs that was promised to Nigerians, we do not have the jobs. If we have them, that is an indication. You know, that's what even this campaign. Buhari does not even need any campaign. If the economy has, you know, his economy is doing well.
We start from insecurity. We don't have any good insecurity. Our economy is totally paralyzed, and businesses, everything paralyzed. We need intervention, and this intervention, as I can say, is by the grace of God. So, like, through what I can see here in Nigeria that is happening here now, Nigeria, we are not to unite. If we can trust ourselves and support the actual person that God will bring for us to take over the Nigeria, things will be okay. I think you are hearing me. So from what I've been seeing here in Nigeria now, I have 3 things. If we can able to get this thing all right, Nigeria will be good. 1 is security. 2 is uniting together. And 3 is our economy. Our leaders also are the ones that made us to be paralyzed as we see the Nigerian today. That is all I have. Well, our economy is not all that as it is 2015. What we have in our currency then, our foreign currency and all the rest of them here in Nigeria now is not all that like 2018 and in this 2019. Everything paralyzed. Our economy is not what to write about. In other countries, here, even here in Nigeria.
The Nigerian government have not been fair to us. So the economic is poor, totally poor. Due to infrastructure and everything is collapsed. Nigeria is a failed country. I'm sorry to say this, but I would like to come out straight that Nigeria as a whole, when you look at our 1,000 naira currency, they said, like somebody said yesterday, was like, we have 1,000 naira in every note in every country. So I was not asking them that in America, in America, can you see someone hold $1,000 or walk into a supermarket with $1,000 to buy something? It is never possible. You will never see someone walk into a supermarket with $1,000. Our 1,000 naira in Nigeria means 100 naira. Because when you have 1,000 naira, by the time you spend 100 naira out of 1,000 in Nigeria, the money is gone. If you have 500 naira, if you spend 15 naira, the money don't go be that. So why do we have to start copying other country? We want to copy other country, but we cannot sacrifice what they sacrifice. So I've heard some people talking behind me. They say we cannot have a better country, we cannot have a better Nigeria. The thing we have to do is just for us to pick a very noble person to come out under APC or PDP before we can do something good. I would say no, because it's like you telling a thief to watch over a diamond. When is the thief not going to steal the diamond away? Once we had Yar'Adua reduced the fuel price to 65 naira during his time. He made us understand that there's nothing like subsidy. Buhari came. Buhari was trying to do something too, but they rejected him. They never want him to do it. The cabals are the one ruling this country. We don't have a president. Our president might be saint, whatever it might be, but I would say we have cabals ruling this country, and there are 3 solutions to Nigeria problem. Number 1 is either we go it rough, revolution. Number 2 is split. Let Oduduwa go on their own. Let Hausas go. Let the Igbos be on their own. Then the number 3rd solution is let all the individual parties in Nigeria come together against APC and PDP. The security in Nigeria is so very losing. We don't have anything. You see a cop lying down, you cannot investigate how that person, how cops got there. What killed that cops? What made that cops? You see children be kidnapped out of school. You see insecurities, you cannot send your children to schools any longer. Religion problem. Nigeria is actually having so many problems that we can, when we say let's start mentioning, we only start counting our fingers. You know, when I want to start counting this, my finger like this, 1, 2, I want to start counting the lines on my fingers. So, and I wouldn't want to do that. But I would say Nigeria needs to sit up.
Averagely, I'm satisfied. Averagely, I'm satisfied, and I want them to improve on that economy recovery growth and plan. Do you understand? Why I said it? If you are current very well, you discover that the previous administration was suppressing the economy by floating money out. When you look at Abacha loot, 2005, 2006, they repatriate 500 and something million. When I heard that, I was crying. 500 million, and they say they want to use it for infrastructure. Do you know that most of the infrastructure they have put into the budget is what they say they have used it? They double deal. They double contract. Are you getting it? So, if at that moment a government now came and I said, okay, all those recovery, this is what we are going to use it for. See, corruption, when I say fought corruption, are you getting it? When you say corruption cannot be, it can be fought totally, but at a minimally, at least, he is able to do something to actually let us know that we are watching you.
Gubernatorial and the ultimate contest for the presidency. This is our TV coverage of 2019 elections. Nigeria decides 2019. Tune in on election day for 24-hour coverage. The battle for the souls of the Nigerian electorate is on, with vibrant youth running for presidency and breaking barriers. Will the new breed prevail, or will the old guards maintain their dominance as Nigerians head to the polls? And as the world watches, the stage is set, but who will succeed in the fight for the House of Rep seat, in the struggle for the Senate, in the battle for the gubernatorial, and the ultimate contest for the presidency? This is our TV coverage of 2019 elections. Nigeria decides 2019. Tune in on election day for 24-hour coverage.
And 3 votes, while PDP has 61. For Okiti-Pupa local government, Okiti-Pupa Ward 1 Unit 8, APC has 143 votes, while PDP has 34 votes. All right, coming back to my special guest, in the studio with me is the presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, AAC, in person of Mr. Omoyele Sowore. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much.
It's such an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
Personally, actually.
Oh, it's easy to get me to be on the show and cheap shows.
You're welcome, sir. And it's March night, and we have been, Nigerians have been out there casting their votes to, elect who is going to be their governor for the next 4 years. People are out there, ensuring that this is who I want and that is who they want as well. So far, so good. The process has come to an end, and the collation has been going on. What is your assessment of the whole process? What can you say about it?
Based on what I know, first it's important to let people know that I'm not supposed to be in Lagos. I was supposed to vote in Ondo State.
Okay.
But two events happened. First, in Ondo State, we don't have a governorship election this year.
Yes.
The next one, I think, is 2020 or thereabout. Not sure the exact date, don't quote me. My local government where I was supposed to be at, our party, the African Action Congress, don't have a candidate running for
State House of
Assembly. So I decided to stay back in Lagos. What I realized in staying in Lagos and from reports across the country from our members and people in the media is that this election has probably the lowest turnout of voters and participation, and you don't need to investigate why. People are losing interest and faith in the democratic process in Nigeria. They're no longer feeling that democracy through the ballot is producing the kind of results they expect when they go swear to get a voter's card and wait for months, and they get a permanent voter's card after that, and they go out and vote on election day, only for the elections to be determined, not at the polling unit, but the collation centers, and wherever else it goes after that. So the darkness that used to destroy our faith in our electoral process is back, and it's very sad. So that's my assessment today.
Okay. Thank you. I was actually going to ask you the same question. After on saying that the confidence in INEC, would it be the result of voters' apathy? And I think you already answered that question. Now, there is a report here on Twitter, someone saying, having a little bit, another angle to the voter apathy, saying that the outcome of February 23rd presidential election is the major cause of his annoyance, and the voter apathy reported almost in all the polling units in the country.
I agree with the person. I sent out a tweet this morning that, apparently Nigerians have abandoned the polling units because they found out, discovered that election results are determined at the collection centers across the country. So it's true. People no longer feel like when they go out and vote. And I see something there on the tweet.
Yeah.
Some very heavy-duty French words. You say, F-U-C-K, INEC,
right.
Just rig. That's a sentiment that's accepted by most people. But let's also address something more fundamental than that. The people, and this is very important, who are responsible for why this is happening are those who didn't go out to vote in the last election. 50 million of them stayed back at home, particularly young people. All the young people who were talking about voting and revolution and getting rid of the old guards, they did not vote in the last election. So what we got from the presidential election result was that almost the same number of people that voted in 2015 voted again this time around. No new addition if you're going to look at the figures. So all the children of democracy, people who turned 18, 20, 18, people were born in 1999. They failed their generation. They failed this country. And there's a reason why we're getting the same kind of results we're getting now. People didn't vote. All the voters that didn't come out to vote amount to almost 50 million people. Because there are 84 million registered voters. 72 point something of them reportedly got their voters card. So they were ready. And out of that, only about 28 million people voted. If you add 15 million to 11, it's not even that close. So you have almost 50 million people who didn't vote. If you didn't go out to vote last time, you are the cause of what we have today. I'm not shifting guilt. I'm not blaming anybody. It's just the F-U-C-K reality, F-U-C-K-N-G reality, that we messed up big time. And those are the people who have the best opinions on Twitter, Instagram. They didn't go out to vote. And they did not do anything to move this country forward. If they had voted, they would have outsmarted the 15 million voters who voted for Mr. Lifeless as against Mr. Corrupt. And this time around, we presented to the Nigerian people a real alternative to the failed political class, but they didn't take advantage of it. And here we are complaining 2 weeks later of the same problems that we did nothing about 2 weeks ago.
All right. It's obvious because the figures we got from INEC of the received PVCs as against the set of people that went out to vote. Do you have any suggestions as regards how to sensitize, or do you think there's a better way to ensure that people really do go out to do this
civic duty?
Civic duty.
It has to happen. It has to be. You can't force people to go and vote. As
but
people are saying that you can take a cow to the stream, you can't force it to drink, or a horse, whatever one you call it. It's exactly the thing. If we don't go out to vote, if we don't exercise our civic duty, if we did, there will be enough voters that could help us prove that these guys did not win. I mean, both Buhari and Atiku, You can argue that, yes, they scared people with soldiers, but not everybody is scared of soldiers. I'm not scared of soldiers. I went to my village to vote. I deployed a drone. Soldiers shot at teeth. I confronted them. Everybody can do that. And we outnumber soldiers. The entire military strength in Nigeria is not, I don't think it's up to 1 million people, 1 million fighters. And there are 22 million registered voters who identify themselves as students, which means that they are going to school somewhere, even if it's in their head, they're students somewhere. So how can 22 million people not, outnumber 1 million soldiers, assuming every soldier is armed and out there trying to suppress? That means there will be almost, how many? It's like 5 people to a soldier, or more. So we have a problem that we have to solve there. It's like there has to be this natural consciousness that was happened for us to get out of the situation that we're in today. The angst and anger you express on Twitter or Facebook don't last for as long as the timeline is overrun by another timeline.
Okay, coming back to today's, to the gubernatorial election that is ongoing, and I'm sure a lot of people want to know, reports reaching us is saying that Rotimi Amechi endorsed the APC candidate in Rivers State, the AAC candidate in Rivers State.
Yeah,
yes, and that the AAC have refused to accept this endorsement.
Well,
is there a reason for that?
Yeah, the national leadership of the AAC, which includes myself, cannot be part of the parody or, the violation of principles of democracy that was happening. That's first the APC had perpetrated over the years. The reason why we set up our party was because we knew the APC could not take Nigeria to the promised land. The PDP can't do it, and we set up a party. And then suddenly, we fought very hard, and according to them, they didn't even deny it. The reason why they chose us was because they felt that we have the credibility that they can lash on. But that kind of credibility collaboration was going to pollute our brand. It was going to destroy everything we stand for. And we cannot be part of it because we know that what they will do is do what APC knows how to do best, which is use the name of AAC to kill, rig, and destroy in Rivers State. So we don't want to be part of people who just went cold simply because we felt there's a benefit to be derived from winning elections. And we rejected that. But we made it very clear that we cannot determine what people do, who they choose to endorse. But nationally and as far as we're concerned, we don't want to be seen in the company or of these characters. And we made it very clear because we stand for something different, something bigger and something unique that APC doesn't stand for. And we know that they don't believe in even though they claim that they believe in our credibility, if they did, they would have abandoned. Rotimi Amechi should have abandoned Buhari and asked people to vote for me 2 weeks before now.
Right.
Maybe somehow, I would have but the rest, as I said in New York, is baloney.
All right, if you're just joining, it is still Sahara TV, and we have a very, very special guest in the building in person of Mr. Omoyele Sowore. If you do have a question for him, you can always call and be a part of the show. The number to call is 080-3281-6217. You want to be a part of this conversation, kindly call 080-3281-6217. Do hard +234 if you're calling from outside of Nigeria. Sir, back to a very particular question a lot of people have been asking, and that takes us to the independence candidacy and voting in the diaspora. Do you think there is any likelihood of Nigeria getting to a point like this?
Yeah, not only should Nigeria be there, we must make it a priority. That it must be part of the condition upon which we'll participate in the next electoral process. One is electronic voting. Secondly is the diaspora voting. And the right of individuals to vote, to partake in the electoral process without being a member of a political party.
Cut you short.
Yes.
We have a call coming in. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening. Hello. Okay, I think. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, this is Sahara TV. Okay, we lost our call. Please do call us back, 080-3281-6217. That's the number to call. And then you can air your view as regards the conversation ongoing. Sorry to cut you short there. I think the person is coming. Okay, someone else. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. This is Sahara TV. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, this question is to Mr. Omoyele Sowore.
What's your name, please?
He said when people voted, so when you go to collection center, that's where the problem comes in. So now, what does make different? Even if the 22 people voted again, it's going to be the same way anyway. So that's why my question is, so what makes different in that?
All right, what is your name? Okay.
My name is Abubakar.
All right, Abubakar, thanks for calling.
Abubakar, I heard you right. I participated in an election 2 weeks ago, and what I said after the election was that the election itself was an act of aggression against Nigerian people. It wasn't an election, I have to tell you. It should have been involved in reporting on a lot of elections, and Nigeria has always deteriorated, in terms of electoral integrity, or would I say yes? But this one is the lowest. I have to tell you, this is probably the worst election in Nigeria, and they know it. And this is Mr. Integrity riding on the back of corruption to get back to get a second term. That tells you the story of what Nigeria has been. I think there's another call coming in.
Yeah, there's another call. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. This is Sahara TV. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, Kenny is my name. I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay, Kenny, what's your take, please?
Yes, I just want to contribute to the program. I want to wish my president well. I want to really appreciate his effort concerning what he's doing for our country. We love him. I'm one of his party member, and I'm so glad.
All right,
hello, good evening.
Yeah, we can hear you, Kenny. Thank you very much, Kenny.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, thank you, Kenny, and I think there's another call coming in, so these things don't stop. All right.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from UK. I want to greet Mr. President. Well done for the last election. My contribution is that we should be looking forward towards 2023.
I agree.
And be planning for grassroots. We need to mobilize people, the market people, the uneducated people who don't have access to internet and social media.
Yeah.
Grassroots is the main thing we should concentrate on now.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you very
I
much.
completely agree with you, and I think I missed you in the UK this last weekend. You know, when I come back, I hope you join us.
Unfortunately, I was not there, but I watched you over the
Thank you.
over
Also,
the social
don't stop
media.
organizing
I
on
was
your
with you, but
end.
not physically.
Okay. Yeah, don't stop organizing on your end because we need to. We all need ourselves. We all need ourselves, and we need to. It's obvious now that an election is just taking place. We have not even finished counting in the election, and we're already regretting. We haven't finished counting. In fact, INEC is yet to publish the results of the presidential election almost 2 weeks after. I don't think they can find the results.
We can't shy away from it. We all know the results.
But I agree with you completely. We have to start planning because we did this for a whole year. And at the point we said, it felt like 1 month. You know, it felt like one day just went.
Let us be focused on the coming one.
Yeah.
Because
we will be
before
focused
the
on
election,
it,
I was
we
mobilized.
also have to be very clear about what happened in this one before so that we don't run into the same problems. If we ignore the booby traps on the part of democracy, these nasty operators of our democratic process, we are going to be back in the same place in 4 years and we'll be regretting we wish we talked about it. We have to discuss every issue exhaustively, analyze very well, and then move forward in a manner that gives us the kind of edge that we need to throw these guys out completely in 2023 or even before then, because there are a lot of elections that are coming before then, and we must partake in all. I think it's another call coming.
All right, thank you so much.
Before the election, before the election, I mobilized my people in Ijebu, Ogun State. Everybody was telling me, who is Sowore? They don't know him. They don't have any people in Ijebu. So please let us work on that aspect.
All right.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so
much. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, then. Bye-bye.
All right. I'm sure a lot of calls are coming in now.
Yeah, I see somebody from Spain. My goodness. Calls are... No, so do you have any questions for me?
Before we get to the question... Hello, good evening.
Yes, hello, good evening. This is Ellie calling from Madrid, Spain.
Your name is what?
I said this is Ali calling from Madrid, Spain.
Madrid, Spain.
Okay, Madrid, Spain. All right.
Yes, I just want to say hello to my president, Mr. Omoyele Sowore. So we have been supporting him. We are on his back. And I want to wish him the best for 2023, upcoming 2023. So we wish him the best because of the effort he has been making for Take It Back movement.
Thank you so much.
I wish him all the best.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Take it back.
Action.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sure there are a lot of other people on the background that would have loved to speak with you. But then, before we take Andako, I think we should get some questions.
There are only two major questions there. They wanted to talk about Major Comrade and
Mega Comrade,
and about the River State, which you.
I think I've addressed it. I've addressed River State. We've taken a position. Our position is very clear as well now. With regards to Mega Comrade, this is a familiar tactic. You know, it's a political party that's bigger than any individual. It's even bigger than me, and I won't address any individual issues. I think individual issues have a place to be addressed within the party machinery, and we'll do that. But you know, we've been through this before. Guys, you know that Mega Comrade is who he is. Mega Comrade. So. That's my response.
Okay, I really do have a particular question, and
you have a particular question. Go ahead and ask it.
A lot of people have been, like the last caller mentioned, the fact that grassroots campaigning would be of help. Do you think there is a strategy that you would not want to consider following again that was not helpful from the last election?
Listen, there's no strategy in a political rulebook that we did not use in the last election. We campaigned more than almost all the candidates, all the non-presidential candidates combined together. We went to the grassroots, we went on water, we went in the marketplaces, we went to schools, we met teachers, we met students, we met people who are professionals. We met everybody. We traveled around the country. We traveled outside the country to at least 7 countries almost, I think. Was it 7 countries or about 7? We did South Africa. Yes, almost 7 countries. We did South Africa, we did Australia, we did Spain, Italy, we did Germany.
Wow.
We did Ghana, we did the United States, we did Canada.
But is there a reason why some other persons are still saying that they do not know of the presence of AAC in some of the states?
It's turning out not to be true. How do you know it? People say they don't know AAC. How did Amechi know AAC? That's the federal minister, right? You expect him to know AAC because he's a federal minister, but they know AAC well enough that they can give instruction in 24 hours for AAC to be voted for in a state as remote as River State. It's remote from where AAC should be known. And the report we are getting is that AAC is actually getting people to vote for AAC. What people say sometimes when they say they don't know you is that you are not playing politics the way they are used to, which is the politics of
vote buying and selling.
And we made it clear from the beginning, from the inception, that we will not buy votes and we will not bribe people. We're here with a new currency in politics, which is selling ideas to people. And that's what we went out to do. We fulfill our own side of the bargain. We reached out to Nigerians, we gave them new ideas, we gave them new policies, we discussed, debated, analyzed issues. We were asked the highest number of questions. We answered the highest number of times. In fact, at times we were repeating the same questions every day. We were very transparent and innovative with the way we raised funds for the first time in the history of Nigeria. People were donating to us as opposed to people collecting from us, even locally. We were transparent about even our locations. We live stream everywhere we go. Even when we are getting on a plane, as we're landing, if you're getting in a vehicle, we traveled by road. We did everything possible. But one thing we didn't do was have the money to be handing out to people, which we didn't do. And now the people who did it, in fact, people who collected money last week are claiming that they are broke today. And it's just 2 weeks. So
apparently,
hopefully, so many people
learn. Yeah. Back to the calls. Is there any question there? No. All right. I think we should just take some more calls. Yeah. Hello. Good evening. Hello. Hello. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Hello. Good evening. My name is Adetueche. I'm calling from Germany.
All right. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Sorry. I just want to make a quick advice to my honorable president.
Okay.
Huh?
You can go ahead, please.
Yeah, so I understand the fact that through their own results, we couldn't make it. But the fact remains the truth that we really make it. And the solution to Nigerian problem is AAC. Are you with me?
We are with you, please.
Yeah, the problem to Nigerian solution is AAC. Either they like it or not, we are still going to trump at the end of the day. There's a light at the end of the tunnel for AAC. Yeah. So I just want to make a quick recommendation to my president.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like the Nigerians are not really ready. They don't really know the definition of a democracy and the definition of a true political party. I just want to, like somebody said one thing when you was in South Africa. Are you with me, sir?
Yes, please.
Yes, we're here.
Yeah, somebody said, Mr. Sowore, if I could remember vividly, the guy said he's a guy has fans of job. The Nigerians are not ready, but they are ready. But the fact still remains the fact that for we to progress in this party that we funded,
yes, we
need to look forward, not only backward. It made a recommendation of, like using a black rear mirror to watch the back view, right? That we don't really need it. We need to concentrate to the people at the front while driving. Nigerians are not really developed. to really know what is really on ground. Because we in diaspora, we know everything and everywhere these people, these political groups, where they hide themselves. But the problem now is, how do we go about our people? Because they don't really understand the message we diaspora try to spread to them, because we know more than them. This is my question, sir.
Well, thank you. It's a very interesting question, but you know, what we found in the course of 1 year of campaigning around Nigeria is that a lot of people are actually ready. They have the consciousness, but a lot of people lack empowerment and they lack the self, confidence and dignity to take the next step. It takes a lot for you to go to a polling unit where there are 200 people shouting AAC, APC, PDP, and you alone look around left and right and you walk into the polling booth when you've been given 5,000 naira and you vote for AAC. It's difficult, and that's where we're moving people to. But the good news is that in less than 2 weeks after the election that you're talking about, people are claiming that they know AAC wants now. In fact, there's a video today showing that PDP distributed AAC polling agents cards because we're looking for credibility at the polling units.
Wow. Exactly, sir.
Yes. So someone like Amechi saw Accord Party, YPP, ANN in Rivers State, and they chose AAC and said it openly that the reason they chose AAC is because it's the only party with credibility.
Interesting.
Exactly.
So that tells you that they have been watching us, but what we need to be wary of, they will come at us from different angles. Do you know one thing I realized in this election after the election was over? Of all the parties that reportedly lost the election, everybody is concentrated on AAC. If you ask Nigerians now, how many parties are in Nigeria? And this is what I've always said has come to pass. They'll tell you it's APC, PDP and AAC.
Yes.
Those are the parties that is in public consciousness. How did that happen when we didn't even have as many votes as most parties had? But you cannot remember the names of the other parties. It's like everybody scooped the party in between AAC and APC and PDP. And everybody's talking about AAC. Nobody's talking about YPP, as far as I know. Nobody's talking about ANN, as far as I know. Everybody's talking about AAC. Everywhere you go is AAC. PDP is interested in AAC. APC is interested in AAC. There must be something great that happened, and that is why I agree with you that whether they like it or not, the world is heading in that direction. But we must be ready. They will throw all kinds of things at us, including the kitchen sink, and they are going to send us the laity. They will send us bishops, archbishops of inequity to come and take over the party. That is why we distance ourselves from things that are not right. Even when some people feel like, oh, why don't you just close your eyes? It will favor you. I'm not going to be part of that.
All right, thank you so much, Adetoyese, for calling.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your call. That's engaging.
All right, you can still keep your calls coming in, 08032816217, and you can get through and share your thoughts and opinion as regards the topic. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello, my name is Harry.
Okay, Harry, where are you calling from?
From London.
All right, Harry, please go ahead with your contribution.
Hello.
Please go ahead with your contribution, Harry.
Okay, yeah, I want to congratulate Omoyele Sowore for his the journey he started. That was a very good one. I remember when he came to London at the University of East London. I was there. I attended, and from there I believed in you. Thank you very much. I even came down to Nigeria to participate in the election about 2 weeks ago. I was there when they extended the thing. I think we need to reach out to the youth even more. Like, let's try to do it again in 4 years' time, but let's start from now and start to reach out to people and in 4 years' time, I believe that we have reached a lot of these numbers that actually decide to stay back at home.
I
think
agree with you too.
we can do more.
It's going to be a lot of work, and we'll keep inviting all of you to keep joining us.
That's
we
my
did something extraordinary.
Congratulations, and very well done.
I appreciate you guys. I hope that you stick around and help us build the biggest party that will take all these guys out in 2023 or even beyond that.
All right,
Someone's
thank
been
you.
calling from France. I've seen that for a while before they get upset with us.
Okay. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Hello, good evening. Hello. Okay, I think we lost the call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, this is Big Kenny calling back on the program.
Oh, Kenny. Okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to mention the fact that the election was postponed initially was also part of the reason why most youth did not come out to vote. Somebody like me, I traveled all the way from Lagos to Ikiti, in fact, in the middle of the night. And I was almost discouraged coming back again to cast my vote, but I still placed upon myself to still be around. So I want to still say that our president should not be discouraged.
Okay.
That 2023 is just by the corner, and we're surely going to take it back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate your call.
All right, this is the Germany call. Hello, good evening.
Actually, you haven't done it yet. Okay.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Ayobami Adubi. I'm calling from Germany.
Okay, Ayobami, do go ahead with your contribution.
Hello, Mr. Sure.
Yeah, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. Oh.
Thank you. How's everything going in Germany tonight?
Yeah. When you came to Germany last year in June in Berlin, I was the one who, that time I didn't know you very well. I called a friend of mine in the US, and because I still in Futa. So they told me they know you very well, that they used to do standing meeting with you. Then I started watching you. From then, I caught up the interest, and I found out you are a very honest person. If you watch Facebook or if it's on Twitter, you will see my name there.
Okay.
So I was the only person who did not follow you to sing the Nigerian national anthem, because me, I've already forget about Nigeria finally before, until you came on board. So the last election was a total government anyway, but you really tried. You really tried. So what I want to know now is what is the roadmap? What are we going to do now? What are the intentions to do now against 2023? So this is what I want to know.
Okay.
For me, I've already started getting pamphlets, getting signature, because by May 2nd, I'll come to Nigeria. So I want to tender a paper to the House of Assembly, because we must vote in that 2023, unless there will be a riot in Nigeria. That's number one. So number two about it is, what is the roadmap? This Sahara TV, are you going to put it on satellite, or are you going to get a license from Nigeria, so that we will have a TV base, so that where the whole activity of AAC will be at least the broadcast to people in Nigeria locally. Then the strategy of getting votes in Nigeria, you have already know it now, and you know the way it was. What give us a map plan of 4 years, so that we know where we are going to start from. Where are we going? This is what I want to know.
All right, thank you very much, Ayobami, for your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayobami. I think your questions are pretty clear. With regards to roadmaps, we are finishing the last election in this election cycle tonight. So until we're done, we won't be able to present a roadmap
for you.
Let's finish, the election of the governorship and state assemblies tonight. And then the party is not just your party, it's the leadership, it's membership, and we will discuss all of this. Don't worry. I'm sure you're a member of the party. It shouldn't be difficult for you to present a proposal to the party. Don't waste your time with the National Assembly. Present a proposal to us, because everything you are talking about, we have to fight it out on the streets, in every embassy, consulate across the world, until you confront these guys, I mean, really confront them, you're not going to get an inch of any rights. So
all right.
That's something to.
All right.
Yeah. So, but if you're
I really understood you, but because your wife they will say when I just want my son go to the Lord there. So I would let it be on record that we presented something to them. They refused to accept it.
No.
You understand
I'm not against you presenting something to them. I'm just saying that what will make them listen to you is not presenting something to you. It has to be that there's organized resistance against these people across the world. When they start hearing that Nigerians are sitting in front of all the embassies and consulates, and when Buhari goes somewhere, Nigerians go and tell him we want diaspora voting, we need electronic voting, and they can't travel anymore locally and abroad is the only thing you're hearing, then they'll listen to you. I know these guys very well. They all have ear infection, political ear infection. They use earplugs until you remove it by force, then they listen to you.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Ayobami.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I think these calls are not going to stop. But then we don't have all the time. But I think I should just ask you this last question. So, do we have a question there?
So they are asking your stand on Rotimi Amaechi's endorsing our people, or Rotimi Amaechi himself.
We have been very, very clear, persistently clear. Our party has issued two statements. I have spoken about it today. We spoke about it the other night as well, that we are not part of Rotimi Amaechi's endorsement of AAC candidate. We are not part of it. Even the candidate himself has spoken, I think on BBC, and I think I heard he spoke on TVC today, making it clear that the national body was not part of it. He was his own personal initiative with the state apparatus. We cannot be unevenly yoked. Is that how they say it in the Bible?
Yes.
Yes, with people who are in love with inequity. As I'm sitting here, there are reports from Rivers State saying that violence has been deployed to win election. AAC cannot be part of it. No matter how attractive it looks that we are going to win, or that I will not be part of people who will step over innocent people's blood to attain power simply because it's sweet. No. We've been very clear about that. No.
Okay. So yes, I have a final question. It's been said that a lot of people do not agree with what happened, the results we had at the February 23rd election.
Yeah.
But this result is going to be what will carry us for the next 4 years. So what do you think how do you see Nigeria unfolding for the next 4 years? What do you think will be happening in the country?
Already despondency has set in, and there's something called bias remorse. Even the people that voted for the APC, assuming they did, are already regretting that they voted. You notice that this is an election in which there was a winner who couldn't celebrate.
I actually mentioned that to somebody, and
even though they put a vote face the other day and they're like, "Oh, we're celebrating," you can't find any legitimate celebration.
Even amongst the people.
Yeah, people are unhappy. The next moment after results started trickling in, that shows that these people have gotten themselves back into office. Because I refuse to accept that election took place. This is not an election. It doesn't matter whether foreign observers, local observers say it's free and fair. It don't matter. If it's not free, it's not free. We have ample evidence to show that it's not a free and fair election. It's the reason why it's difficult for me to accept even the number of votes allocated to our party, because we have evidence that in places in Lagos where we had 143 votes, by the time we got to the collation center, it has been reduced to 53 votes. That means our votes were leaking out of the INEC basket on the way to collation. And it's just some of the worst fraud that you can perpetrate against voters. So I'm very, very clear about that. But I've also been very clear that the future, the brightness of our future, or the future of Nigeria's salvation don't lie with an Atiku or a Buhari. So I won't be out of, my own despondency, jump from fry pan to fire. All right. If you are jumping from fry pan to fire, there's a relief in between.
Before you jump
before you get into the fire. In this case, there's none. It's crazy. It's a free fall for Nigerians. And that is why you also notice that even though people could tell that the PDP probably was a victim of a major injustice, but because they themselves have been perpetrating electoral injustice in the country, there is a sense of deja vu by Nigerians that, you know, well, maybe, you know, they don't deserve, you don't deserve any sympathy. And that is why this particular situation requires that we start now. You know, I have been saying, and for those who listen to me very well all the time, that ultimately, what the outcome of this election will lead to two things. Is either it will produce the results that will take Nigeria to the best level, or it will lead to a series of circumstances that will lead to a revolution. And it's looking like people are angry enough that the objective conditions for a revolutionary outcome is starting to set in. But even the best revolutions need good leaders.
Yeah, I do support that, and I do agree with that. All right, if you have been watching us, we have been having this conversation with Mr. Sowore Omoyede of the African Action Congress, and it has been an insightful one. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you so much for bringing me.
All right, Sarah TV is still with you, and please don't go anywhere. We will be back shortly.
The battle for the souls of the Nigerian electorate is on, with vibrant youth running for presidency and breaking barriers. Will the new breed prevail, or will the old guards maintain their dominance as Nigerians head to the polls? And as the world watches, the stage is set, but who will succeed in the fight for the House of Rep seat, in the struggle for the Senate, in the battle for the Gubernatorial, and the ultimate contest for the presidency? This is our TV coverage of 2019 elections. Nigeria decides 2019. Tune in on Election Day for 24-hour coverage. The battle for the souls of the Nigerian electorate is on. With
polling booth 026, the most peaceful polling booth in this exit. There's no problem. Every party, any party here, we are one. We are eating together, drinking together. Everybody is managing his party and no problem.
What will you say about the turnout of voters? Did people come out to vote?
There is no much turnout as we expect, but they are coming one by one, You can see now. She's just coming.
What may be the reason for the low turnout?
I just don't know. For we people, we Nigeria, we Lagosians, we don't know what is worrying us. I don't know. For them not to come out to vote en masse for the candidates of their choice, I don't know. We Yoruba, I can say, I just don't know what's our problem.
So what is your message to Nigerians, especially Lagosians, at this time?
My message to Nigerian and Lagosian, we Lagos State born and bred, that we change from this character, turn to better things, to know that this what we are doing is for our purpose. We are going to reap what we sow. Polling booth 026, the most peaceful polling booth in this exit. There's no problem. Every party, any party here, we are one. We are eating.
The major problem of Nigeria is that Nigerians have not woken up to the fact that they need to elect people who they know and have pedigree that they can really perform and improve their situation. People are being imposed on Nigerians every time they call for election. Most voters don't know even the candidate they are voting for. The process is being manipulated by politicians. So it's high time Nigerians wake up to the reality that they need to get themselves familiarized with the person they want in power. Until Nigerians know who they are getting into office, from the local council to the representative, to the national level, things cannot change. In the last administration, we know that the Nigerian economy was better. In the last administration, they were shouting corruption, that Chibok girls and all those propagandas to push the. It was better because then they were technocrats in certain positions. There were technocrats in certain positions that were able to handle things well. We know people, seasoned people like Okonjo Iweala, and we have additional with the agriculture ministry, and we saw the good job he was doing then. They were giving grants to young people that want to invest in the agricultural business. They are doing many things that are, got the youth engaged at that time. And things were getting better. Because of the propaganda of those people who were trying to come in. Nigerians who did not know what was happening, because most of the media houses were being controlled by the politicians. So people did not get the facts. So they pushed the administration out of power. And the incoming government were not ready to name ministers for about 6 months.
In every part of the nation currently, you find out that things are almost like retrogressing. Initially, you talk about the dollar during Jonathan's administration. Find out the dollar was at a certain level, rate. Currently, the dollar is like 2 or 3 times above that rate. That's to tell you that the economy is going back, as to where we are supposed to, during this Buhari's administration, we are supposed to start going forward towards either trying to reduce the dollar or stable the dollar, because the dollar is the strongest currency in the world. And if your economy is not measuring up, during Buhari's administration, during Jonathan's, there was a time they told us that Nigeria's economy in Africa was #1. Even if it was a window dressing or whatever, whatsoever, currently things are not. It's even worse than what it was then. So you see that the number of men riding Okada on the streets is more. You understand? The number of graduates not getting job is increasing by the number. There are so many indicators to tell you that the economy is not really doing well. The jobs that was promised to Nigerians, we do not have the jobs. If we have them, that is an indication. That's what even this campaign. Buhari does not even need any campaign. If the economy has, his economy is doing well.
We start from insecurity. We don't have any good insecurity. Our economy is totally paralyzed, and businesses, everything paralyzed. We need intervention, and this intervention, as I can say, is by the grace of God. So, like, through what I can see here in Nigeria that is happening here now, Nigeria, we are not to unite. If we can trust ourselves and support the actual person that God will bring for us to take over the Nigeria, things will be okay. I think you are hearing me. So from what I've been seeing here in Nigeria now, I have 3 things. If we can be able to get this thing all right, Nigeria will be good. 1 is security. 2 is uniting together. And 3 is our economy. Our leaders also are the ones that made us to be paralyzed as we see the Nigerian today. That is all I have. Well, our economy is not all that as it is 2015.
Been a wonderful session with you and us right here, and it has been the gubernatorial election as well as the State House of Assembly. We have been giving you update back to back, and just before we went on that short break, we had a very special guest in the building in person of Mr. Omoyele Sowore. My name is Tosin.
I'm Falaye Titilayo.
Hi Titi.
I'm fine.
How has it been?
Oh well. Not bad, quite interesting. I mean, a lot of updates and all of that. And then the icing on the cake was, the last guest we had in the house, the presidential candidate for AAC party in person of Omoyele Sowore was in the studio.
And it's something, one thing to actually notice the fact that the Mr. Omoyele still referred to the word revolution that we have been talking about. Okay. And when he mentioned it, I just had to be like, okay, there we go again.
Exactly.
All right. At this point, Sahara TV, we want to thank you. Thank you for being a part of the show since the morning until now. It's awesome to know that you're there. If you're not there, we will not be here. And then one, thank the crew. Thank you to the cameraman, to the social media persons, to the floor manager, to the awesome people around. You've been amazing. I'm sure without you, this will not be a success, and we want to say thank you for that. Yes. Titi, I should appreciate you. Just say it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you once again.
All right, and then we want to let you know that we will be giving you updates as we get the election, as we'll be shutting down for now, but we'll be live giving you update back to back on every of our social media platforms.
Okay, and the social media platforms are, we have www.saharareporters with the S, plural, saharareporters.com. And on Facebook, we also have saharareporters.com. Same thing on Twitter, saharareporters.com. And also on Instagram, saharareporters.com. And on YouTube, we have Sahara TV.
All right, so basically, you can find us on every of our social media at Sahara Reporters, okay? Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for Sahara Reporters. But for YouTube, do search for Sahara TV for every update as regards the governorship election, as well as the State House of Assembly election final results. Okay, and this is what we'll be drawing the curtain. Thank you so much. And this is what we'll do. What do we shout when you're saying? Hooray! All right, thank you guys.
Thank you so much for
Bye for now.
All right, enjoy the rest of the day.
Running for presidency and breaking barriers. Will the new breed prevail, or will the old guards maintain their dominance as Nigerians head to the polls? And as the world watches, the stage is set, but who will succeed in the fight for the House of Rep seat, in the struggle for the Senate, in the battle for the Gubernatorial, and the ultimate contest for the presidency? This is Sahara TV coverage of 2019 elections. Nigeria decides 2019. Tune in on election day for 24-hour coverage. The battle for the souls of the Nigerian electorate is on, with vibrant youth running for presidency and breaking barriers. Will the new breed prevail, or will the old guards maintain their dominance as Nigerians head to the polls?